Hey everybody, it's Steve with Real Progressives, and behind me is one of the most beautiful scenes in Harrisburg. That over there is the Susquehanna outside of Negley Park. But today is not going to be about the Susquehanna or Negley Park. Today is about us, as usual, getting all the wrong lessons from all the greatest opportunities to grow and expand. We as a nation, once again, are being distracted by the shiny object in the room. As usual, learning all the wrong lessons from the things that are happening before us. As usual, spreading the propaganda about all the wrong things. We're just snatching progress, snatching it away and destroying it over and over and over again. Why do we do this? Why do we continually do this? What is the point of focusing on Donald Trump right now when it's not Donald Trump that got us here? Right now, they're already preparing the Dem Enter strategy. They've got Keith Ellison, who supports a no-fly zone in Syria, suddenly as the savior of the party. They've got Bernie and his minions, our folks, you know, us progressives, right? Sitting there pulling people back in. I have people coming to me constantly, shouldn't we be supporting these protesters? Because, I mean, after all, Hillary and Trump were evil. Again, missing the point. We hate progress, folks. Then I get somebody who posts on my wall all about the Rothschilds. Again, we despise progress. Everything. You know, racism has been around before Trump, and racism is going to be around after Trump. What Bernie Sanders did in the very beginning of this whole thing was he talked about how the system was rigged. It was rigged for blacks. It was rigged for whites. It was rigged for everybody. Bernie Sanders had a message that could have won this thing hands down, no problem, no question about it. But they tried to continuously jack him around and make him fine-tune and try and say it in a way that would accommodate this group or accommodate that group. And he understood that the problems were deeper. They were more systemic than just racism. What is racism in America, folks? Racism in America. Racism in America is a direct result of economics. It's a direct result of one group feeling marginalized and looking for a scapegoat. It is a direct result of neoliberalism at this stage in the game. Our nation has been founded on bigotry and racism and classism, you name it. It isn't changing. And it's going to take a lot more than one march to fix it. Folks, we've got to fix the economic system that breeds contempt, that breeds the hate. The economic system pits the blue-collar whites against the low-income blacks. And somebody's looking for a scapegoat. Somebody is always looking for a scapegoat. Message to Clinton supporters, you built this. Message to 9/10 of the people out in the street, you built this by supporting Hillary. Message to the DNC, I'm not coming back. Look, have you all ever been to a bar and there's that one person, boy or girl, that comes up to you and it's just so easy. You don't have to put any effort in. It's not like they're even an interesting character. They're throwing themselves at you. And you kind of feel oily. You kind of feel like you're leaving money on the table if you go after the one that's just so easy. Well, that's what the Democrats are doing to us. To people who are just so ready to jump right back in, that's what they're doing to us. They're treating us like an easy backdoor girl or guy. And we are. When we're sitting there talking about dem entering, and we're talking about, well, should we give them another chance? You haven't even given them a chance to prove themselves. And you're already ready to get back under the covers with them. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Bottom line, folks, the Democratic Party is still very much the Democratic Party. Their donors and all their power brokers are still very much their donors and their power brokers. Our job has to be to understand how we can bring the blue-collar communities together with the brown-collar communities together and everyone together. And it cannot be under the bullshit that you see today. It cannot be under this hogwash of an identity politic game. We have got to solve the big issues, and those big issues go down to an economic motive. It cannot just be racism. Racism is so many things, right? Bigotry of all forms is so many things. Most of it stems from scapegoating. They hate the immigrants. Why do they hate the immigrants? Because they think they're taking their jobs. They don't know enough. They just are looking for someone to blame. And you know what? If you fix the jobs problem, you fix a lot of the hate too, right? And then you can worry about the one-offs. But you gotta fix the root cause of the problem. And putting band-aids on heart attacks is why we got here in the first place. If you guys don't get this, it's like we've been fighting this thing for years. What is wrong with you? Why would you fall back in so easily? Why would you? It's like that gross scene you're watching, you're people watching, you know, and you're just watching it. You watch somebody take somebody back that used to beat them, you know. Oh, no, he's a really good guy now. Seriously, he's a really, really good guy. He only got violent a couple times because he was drunk. Really? No, it's different this time. Oh, I promise you it's different this time. Is Stockholm Syndrome? Gaslighting? Oh, you're crazy, right? All that stuff, folks, don't forget it. We gotta stay smart and vigilant. And we're not, my God, we're not. Do you know how many people I sit there and watch trying to suck me back in? We got to maximize these protests. We got to find a way. Know what you're fighting for and fight for the right things. You are not helping a soul, helping these spoiled brats fret over the fact that Hillary didn't get the freaking nomination or didn't get to win. They couldn't quite rig this election like they did the primary. Bernie Sanders had an answer for every one of the problems they're facing, and they chose to give Bernie the finger. We got to learn from our mistakes, folks. Just uniting for the hell of uniting is not what I call revolutionary, and is definitely not going to get us where we need to be. If these people want to look at economics and stop talking about taxes, raising taxes, funding, spending shit, if they really want to make some headway, we'll know them by their fruits. But when I see people worrying about the tax code and worrying about, oh no, they're going to cut taxes, it tells me they're not my people. They're not my people. They're duller than a spoon, and I don't associate with the dull. I can't do it. I mean, I can, but as a teacher, not as like an equal. Not as an equal. As a teacher, yes. But when they're running around talking about taxes, funding, spending, and stuff like that, folks, I got to treat them like they're just the slow kid, right? Because they're not doing what they need to do. They're killing our chances at progress. And right now, you got a situation where we can absolutely influence the way things go. Nobody knows where this is going yet. We can all stand firmly against racism. But we should all remember why we are where we are so we don't do it again. Fool me once, shame on you, right? Fool me twice, not going to buy it, folks. I refuse to be co-opted again. If you're one of those people that wants to be sucked back in, more power to you. Keep doing the same thing. Keep getting the same thing. Play silly games, win silly prizes. This is Steve with Real Progressives telling you to remember what the fuck just happened. Remember. And don't fall prey to this nonsense. Don't let anyone make it noble. It's not noble. It's freaking spilled milk. It's crying that a fair election went down and the other guy won. Next time, maybe you'll nominate a better candidate. Next time, you won't shit on your progressive left. Thank you.